Okay, here's a quick preview, I guess, of my emergency fuel rig for my 2002 Jeep TJ. These have kind of small gas tanks and don't get great mileage. And I travel a fair amount, long distances, and I'm always very paranoid that I'm going to run out of gas. So I was going to attempt one of those jerry can setups, which I would have preferred, I suppose, jerry cans that attach to your spare tire carrier. But I didn't want to overstress these old parts that weren't cut out for that. That's a lot of weight. You know, it's 8 or 9 pounds a gallon hanging off of there. So what I did was I went with racing fuel bottles. These are 5-gallon containers. And I used a Pit Posse fuel bottle holder, rack, whatever you call it. That's pretty thick aluminum. It's a good unit. It wasn't too costly. This was the cheapest option that I actually thought would work. And the main component is this hitch-mounted cargo carrier. This is aluminum. I went with that for the lightweight. It can hold 500 pounds. Just simply, well, first I put particle board down just because I had some laying around, and that way I could mount stuff to it without permanently altering the cargo carrier, right? So I just used L brackets at 4 points. I put wing nuts on there so I could remove it if I had to. Locking mount point for the locking cable. And yeah, it's pretty secure. Nothing's a real tight fit, which I think's good. You know, it's deep enough to hold it securely. Alright, and this is just an accessories box I've bolted down to the particle board. It holds hitch accessories and tie downs and stuff like that. Now when I ride with this, I use 1 or 2 cargo straps that go through the handles and attach to the sides of the carrier down here. Sorry. You know, just the J-hook cargo straps. And that holds everything down, and I'm not relying on the lock cable to hold everything down. Ideally, I'd have a lock bar system where I wouldn't need cargo straps, but frankly, I haven't fastened the particle board down. It's kind of just pressed fit into there, and I like to put cargo strap over the whole thing just to hold it down when I travel on the road. I just took this on a 10-hour trip to Iowa and back, and worked flawlessly. Now I'm using a locking hitch pin. Padlock is integrated into the hitch pin, and then a hitch tightener, and this thing's pretty solid. I mean, you can barely move it up and down. So this thing's gone 600 miles or so and back, and it gave me peace of mind. I'm always afraid about running out of gas in parts of Indiana and Illinois and Iowa that I go through. Sometimes there's not a lot of places to stop. And I also did throw a tarp over this just to keep the sun off it, but what I would do would be occasionally just go like that when I'm stopped and just vent the gas fumes off so they don't balloon up. But the tarp kept it relatively cool, I think, in the sun. So anyway, if you don't mind carrying a cargo unit like this, I think this is a pretty good way to carry emergency fuel. This one has reflectors, which I recommend. You should probably do trailer lights. I didn't have time to set that up, so I'm going with this for now. Clearly you don't want to be rear-ended, but I figure if I had spare tire mounted jerry cans. The rear end, you know, fear would be about the same. And I like this because it's modular. I can move it to my CRV too if I have to. Anything with the trailer hitch. Okay, well that's about it. Just wanted to give you a sneak peek of my idea to carry emergency fuel. All right, take care.